Welcome to Star Kingdom, where we are obsessed with Star Wars Unlimited. There's my hyperspace Lando hanging out with me today. I'm Ryan, and I'm so glad you're here because today we've got another great episode of Farm Boy to Jedi. For this series, we started with the two-player starter kit for Shadows of the Galaxy, and we've been playing it at our local game store online each week and then making upgrades using only the cards we have earned through prize support. We'll be playing the Mandalorian deck again this week, and I want to show you a bunch of changes that I am making. Okay, so first things first, we are once again taking out one of the remaining Hawk 290 freighters. And taking its place once again will be a Gray Squadron Y-Wing, which is a little bit cheaper and hits a little bit harder. And I think our deck just needs to be a little bit more aggressive, so this is one way we can do that. Another exchange will be one of these Village Protectors coming out. They're not Mandalorians. They don't really deal with upgrades. They're kind of low statted for being a 3-cost unit. So they're the perfect thing to cut, which frees up room for our third Mandalorian Warrior. So this guy drops an experience on another Mandalorian. And the more Mandalorians we have in the deck, the better he gets and the better they all get. So that seems like a pretty reasonable trade. Now, that did leave us with one final copy of Village Protectors in the deck, and guess what? We're getting rid of that one too. Replacing this one will be Tech, a rare that we opened last week. Someone in the comments suggested that we try it out, even though it's not a Mandalorian or has anything to really do with upgrades or bounties. It does have better stats. It does give us smuggle on like everything, so it gives us maybe some late game kind of advantage here. And I'm just curious to see if this performs better than the Village Protectors does. Another card coming out is our one copy of Surprise Strike. Now, don't get me wrong, I really like this card, and I did just say our deck is supposed to be aggressive, so why would we take this out? Well, it's to make room for Relentless Pursuit. I'm trying to keep the number of events really small. I want to leave a lot of room for our upgrades, our bounties, and for our Mandalorian units, so some tough calls have to be made here. But this Relentless Pursuit lets us capture a non-leader unit, and if the unit doing the capture is a bounty hunter, it gets a shield. So if our leader Mandalorian captures somebody, we get all the bounties there, we get to throw a shield on him, and this just feels like a better card for the deck. But I really have no idea, so we're going to try it out and see. Man, I am making so many edits this time around. It's crazy. We're taking out Cargo Juggernaut. It's a 6-cost, 4/6 shielded. And when played, if we controlled another blue unit, we'd get to heal 4 from our base. But this deck actually has very few blue units in it. They're mostly cunning or colorless in the case of the Mandalorian Warriors. So we weren't really often gaining the life. And when you take that part out, it's just kind of a dumb beat stick and not very good. Removing that Cargo Juggernaut gave us room for our second copy of the Armorer, who costs 1 less, so a bit more aggressive. She throws shields down on all of our Mandalorians, and I think it just improves our curve and our consistency just a bit more. And I'm not done yet. We're taking out one copy of Foundling. I think the deck has like 2 or 3 of these. And it's an upgrade, so it triggers our Mandalorian leader, and it can buff one of our units, but it just doesn't really do enough to be worth a whole card. Instead, I will be running another copy of Top Target, which can potentially heal us for a bit. It's also still an upgrade, but now we got a bounty on there, so that makes our capture cards a little better. It just seems to work more with what this deck is trying to do, and it will give us that health that we are now not going to get from our Cargo Juggernaut. So that's it. That's all the changes this week. It is a lot, but we are going to load up Karabast with the new and improved Mandalorian starter deck and see how far we can take it. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Our first entry in our local game store's best of 1 3-round weekly event, and we are matched up against a Kylo Tarkin Town deck, which I haven't had the thrill of playing against yet, so let's see how this goes. In theory, their deck is a lot more aggressive than ours, so we might have to modify our strategy a bit, and we don't even have a... Well, we do have Follower of the Way, so we could play that. Next turn, Snapshot it, or Resilient, or warrior it. Okay, so this actually looks pretty good. So no mulligan here. Question is, what do we resource? I don't know if we're gonna really have time for like rich reward, so we can resource that. Razor Crest is probably gonna be important. That restore 2 against an aggressive deck is kind of crucial. We definitely are playing follower this turn and then Mando warrior next turn. So maybe resilient can also go here. All right, they got a Death Star Stormtrooper. Oh dear. Okay, so we play follower of the way. They get to claim the initiative or play something else. They play ruthlessness. Cool. So now this is a 5/1, and when it attacks and defeats a unit, deal 2 damage to the base. So do we just send follower straight into this to kill it? I think we're gonna. I don't think we need this chain code collector. We'll put him in resources. Really interesting that they doubled up. And so now we just get to kill this and they get like no value out of that upgrade. And now their snowtrooper lieutenant also doesn't get to do anything. Seems pretty good. So we'll play follower. And now our snapshot reflexes is a bit of a waste here, but otherwise we waste the resource. And I think I'd rather just get this guy like big and then pass. All right, so they have the initiative. They got 4 cards in hand. So Kylo flips on 4. We drew a Clan Ren Rescuer and Survivor's Gauntlet, which is kind of expensive. And I don't think it's going to help us a whole lot, so we'll resource that. And they attack for 2 with their lieutenant. So do we play Razor Crest? We don't have anything for it to get back from the discard yet. We could play Mandalorian Warrior and continue to buff up our follower of the way. I guess that's the best use of our resources this turn. I mean, if they flip Kylo, we're going to want something with 4 power to answer it pretty quickly. So they play Migs Mayfeld. So do we just kill that before they can get damage out of it? I think so. I think we send our follower of the way to knock that out. And the other thing we got to watch out for is Tarkin Town, which will do 3 damage to a damaged unit. All right, they flipped Kylo. We've got nothing else we can do, so I guess we're just claiming the initiative here. And they make Kylo armed to the teeth. And they attack for 6 at the base. But we got initiative, so we're going to get to knock out Kylo now if we want to. We got the Armorer, Zori, which I really like, and the Rescuer. So what's our turn 5 play? It's probably the Armorer. I don't know how useful this Rescuer is going to be much longer, so we'll put him away. And so Kylo now has an upgrade. He's armed to the teeth. When he attacks, give another friendly unit +2/+0. So I think we just knock out Kylo, right? That leaves him with just this little snowtrooper lieutenant. And yeah, we've taken 8 damage so far. 10 damage, excuse me. But now we could play Razor Crest, get back Snapshot. Could also just play Zori, who's like really good. Armorer gets some shields down, not great. I think I want to keep her for the flip turn with Mando. And they used up Tarkin Town, so I think this is a turn where we can play Zori. So Zori's pretty interesting, right? A 4/7, when she attacks we draw a card, but at the start of the regroup phase we have to discard a card. So it's like temporary card advantage, and they've played Bo-Katan. When defeated, for each player with 15 or more damage on their base, draw. Okay. Well, we're gonna claim, and I think we just knock out Bo before we take any more damage. All right, I don't think we need 2 Razor Crest. All right, and they hit Zori with an open fire, so we can trade her into Bo, or we could just send this chain code collector into Bo and keep our Zori. That might be better. I definitely want to kill this before we've got 15 damage on our base, so let's do that. We'll ambush, knock out their Bo. And they play a 1st Legion Stormtrooper. I think we could just kill that. And we draw a top target, which actually, fine. Don't really have anywhere to stick it. So do we flip Mando here? I mean, I guess. And then we'll pass, and now we've got to discard something, so I guess we give up that top target. And our opponent conceded! We beat Kylo Ren! That's pretty cool! I think the upgrades are working pretty well here, so that's one win. Still got 2 more rounds to go. Anything could happen. Let's find out what's got our Mando armor on the ropes next. I don't know. Here we go. Alright, we are matched up with Tarkin at Security Complex. Interesting. We won the flip. We're going first. Can we be more aggressive than Tarkin at Security Complex? Alright, our opening hand, Resilient, Razor Crest. Rescuer gives us something to do. A couple of upgrades and a Fell the Dragon. I think we can keep this. Question is, what do we resource here? Maybe the Wanted and Resilient? And we will play our Clan Ren Rescuer. It puts an experience token on itself, so it's a 2-cost 2/3, and they've got Inferno 4 up in space. So we'll just claim. And our draws are Grogu and the Mandalorian Warrior. Grogu's pretty good. I think we're going to be playing Mandalorian Warrior to upgrade this Mandalorian. So what can we get rid of? Top target or Grogu? I don't think I want to get rid of Razor Crest or Fell the Dragon. We might need both of those. So I guess we get rid of top target, which feels a little awkward because that's like a bounty and it's an upgrade and it works with our leader, but ooh man, Inferno 4 is unique, so that would be great. Do you want your opponent to deal 7 damage to Clan Ren Rescuer with I Am Your Father? Or do I want them to draw 3 cards? I mean, I don't think I want them to draw 3 cards, so they can kill our guy. That is okay. We'll just claim. We still have a 3/3 on the board. And pick up Grief, Follower of the Way. So this will be turn 4, so I think we're probably playing Razor Crest? I always feel awkward playing Razor Crest with like no upgrade for it to get back. So maybe we're playing like Grogu and Grief? Or Follower and Grief? Maybe we don't really need Grogu. Probably gonna regret that when they play a Star Destroyer and I have no way to like contain it, but alright. Opponent uses Grand Moff Tarkin's action to give an experience to Inferno 4. So I guess we play Grief, Public Enemy, or Foundling. Well, Public Enemy's free, and free is pretty good. But Foundling is a buff that we can put on our Follower of the Way. So I think we take that, and then we'll play him. I don't like it. I feel like we should be doing more damage than this already if we're going to have any chance of beating Tarkin, but we'll see. Alright, they claimed initiative, so we are passing. We pick up Relentless Pursuit in Mando's Rifle. Choose a card to resource. Oh boy. I mean, Pursuit is going to be great. I think we're definitely putting Foundling on our Follower. Do we give up the Rifle? We're 1 turn away from flipping our leader. Fell the Dragon is like our best way to remove stuff. But I'm gonna resource it. I'm confident they're not. And then as soon as I do, they play a Super Commando Squad. Okay. So that cost 5, which means Pursuit, we can't capture that with anybody. I guess we upgrade our Follower of the Way. We get to exhaust Inferno 4. And so while this is upgraded, it gains Sentinel. They deploy their Tarkin. On attack, you may give an experience to another Imperial, and the Super Commando Squad just so happens to be Imperial, which means it will always be upgraded, and thus always have Sentinel. Huzzah! And we can't capture it. We can't deploy our leader yet. I guess we just use Grief to pop the shield, and now Tarkin can attack for 2 and make this into a 5/5 Sentinel, but then we can kill it. Or just wait until next turn and deploy Mando. Oh, they used their security complex. Okay, well, in that case, we're going to play Razor Crest here. And then they attack with Tarkin. Okay, so now we get to claim the initiative, which means we'll get to deploy Mando if we want to. Throw the rifle on him and Relentless Pursuit and just gobble up their board. I don't think we need 2 rifles. All right, what is the correct order of operations here? They have 6 resources and they have blue, so they could have... I always have to worry about Rivals Fall now. Is it worth just attacking with Razor Crest first to see what they do? I guess that works. Gain a little bit of life back. I mean, they probably just attack with this Super Commandos, right? Do 5? Overwhelming Barrage. Okay. So in a way, maybe that's worse. Because now this is big enough to just kill Mando when he flips. And I don't have any Sentinel or anything to, like, prevent that. So I could Relentless Pursuit to get Inferno 4 out of here, at least. And see if they want to send their squad to kill my follower, and that'll get them their ship back. But at least then Mando is, like, safe to deploy. Okay, they attack with Tarkin, which makes the squad even bigger. So I guess we pass? Like, I don't want to suicide this in. All right, they finally attack, they kill it. So now we can deploy Mando. And the rifle lets us capture any exhausted thing. So we'll play that. Capture their giant behemoth. Unfortunately, they're going to get initiative here. Do we just kill Tarkin? I think we have to, right? Alright, so now is Rivals Fall in our future? I'm not going to resource anything. I mean, our deck pretty much stops at 6. Power of the Dark Side. We only had 1 unit left. Okay. That is frustrating. But we can chain code Collector and kill their squad before they get to upgrade it or do anything with that. But we are falling behind in the attrition war here. They've got more cards in hand, more stuff on board, and we are holding the Hawk Freighter, the one that's left in our deck. We picked up Armorer, Grief. So if I ditch the Freighter, I can play Grief and Armorer together. Put shields on people. That counts as an upgrade, so Follower now gets a little bigger, but we've got a 4/4 General Veers here, which is also buffing up Inferno 4, so we're not in a great spot. And they have yet another Super Commando squad. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Well, I guess we play Grief and try to find some help here. We get 1 upgrade. What's it gonna be? Resilient, I guess? I don't know. None of those are great. Yeah, they just load up Veers. And so now this has 5 health, and when we play an upgrade, our leader Mando only lets us exhaust something with 4 or less health, so we can't even, like, just keep tapping these down. Okay, so I think first Grief tries to pop the shield on the Super Commando squad, but we've already taken like 18 damage. The blue-green control deck just answers, like, our units so good, and it makes it hard for us to, like, invest in upgrades or like Mando was super strong and he was, like, great and he'd locked up a bunch of stuff, and then they just power the dark side and like they get everything back. So all right, so this is vulnerable, so we will ambush it. Suicide a guy into there so that we can maybe now keep it tapped down, I guess. We'll put a top target on Veers. But like we're dead here, right? Because he just hits us and we're, yeah, okay. All right, we're 1-1. Not the worst yet, but also not the clean 2-0 I had hoped for. Let's jump back into the queue for one more here and see how our night ends up. Okay, final match is going to be against Han Solo at the Remnant Science Facility. Haven't done one of these yet. And our opponent starts with the initiative. We've got Follower of the Way and a Y-Wing, so we can go ground or space. Protector of the Throne, if we have a way to upgrade that, might help us survive on the ground. Armorer, Razor Crest, lots of great units here. So I don't think we're mulliganing. Alright, so Relentless Pursuit, as much as I like this card, I don't think it's going to be super useful because Han's whole thing is that he lets you play more expensive stuff early, so our units are going to kind of line up a little behind cost-wise, and this lets us capture something that costs the same or less, so I think we're getting rid of Relentless Pursuit. And then what else? I mean, Armorer is like our most expensive thing, and we'll have time to draw a second copy, so I guess it's going to be her. And they go to space with the A-Wing, so I guess we're going on the ground. All right, we pick up Mando Warrior and Wanted. So I guess I'm okay, like, kind of conceding space to an A-Wing. If I throw the Y-Wing up there, it just gets destroyed. So we'll play Mando Warrior, upgrade our Follower of the Way. They use Han to bring out a wounded K2. So do I just kill it or try to like attack around it? I think I just want to kill it, right? Like, all right, they're making us discard. So I think we get rid of Wanted because Razor Crest can actually just bring that right back. Okay, we drew Snapshot Reflexes and Survivor's Gauntlet. And like I said, I'm not interested in fighting over space, although we might actually play this Razor Crest because that does match up pretty nicely with the A-Wing. But all right, so they open with their A-Wing. Guess we're just gonna go on the ground to try to get our 6 in here, catch up with them in the damage race. They play Kanan. Okay, so even if I snapshot the warrior, I lose 2 cards. So, what do we do here? We just go to the base. They claim the initiative. All right. So we'll Razor Crest, get back our Wanted. Is it worth playing this on somebody? I don't think so. I think I want to keep that for when I can use it to strategically exhaust someone. So we draw a Foundling and another Razor Crest. I think we can get rid of Foundling, or I don't need 2 Razor Crest? I don't really know. I guess we don't need 2 Razor Crest. A-Wing to the base. All right, so Razor Crest can take out this A-Wing and gain back a little bit. See where they want to go with Kanan. And their Han can also flip this turn. Kanan takes down our Mandalorian Warrior. So now do I just send Follower of the Way to take out Kanan? I mean, I guess so, right? Otherwise, she's just going to keep healing and threatening damage. So let's just get him off of here. Although now I guess they can flip over Han with no... Well, we still get to play stuff. We can play Protector of the Throne. We can upgrade it with Foundling. They have a Poe Dameron. Fantastic. All right, so I think we'd play Protector. They deploy Han. We will upgrade our Protector with Foundling. So if they want to attack with Han, they can. They just claim the initiative. Okay. All right, we draw a top target and Mando armor. All right, so we got to resource something here. I don't think Wanted does a lot for us because their board, I mean, they have more than 6 health. Well, excuse me, they have more than 4 health, and Mando on this side cares about exhausting things with 4 or less, so it's not like we can just play that and exhaust somebody. So they're attacking with Poe first. They've got to hit our Protector. They used a discard to make us discard something. All right. I guess we get rid of Snapshot Reflexes. can get in with our Razor Crest, heal a little bit. Wow, that is a big ship. Okay. I only have one resource left, so I guess it's time to flip up Mandalorian. They attack with Han. Do we make Poe a top target and go after him? And I guess so. And we get to put the armor on. There we go. Alright, so I stick on the armor. Now I get to exhaust somebody, but that doesn't matter. Okay, so now we attack. Knock out Poe. He was unique, so we get to heal a bunch. Alright, and we draw the armorer, which is great on this board. Because we get to put shields on like everything. The only problem is, this is probably about to kill Razor Crest. Yeah, that's fine. Alright. So we could stick Wanted on something, but I don't think we need to. I guess we just play Armorer here and drop shields. I mean, we're getting into like Crate Dragon territory here, which I don't love. We also don't really have a good answer for these ships. Ooh, my gosh, disabling Fang Fighter. Exactly what we want to fight against. So there goes our Mandalorian armor. Alright, well we gotta just start racking up damage here, because if they deploy anything much bigger, we're not gonna win the race. Okay, and they have another Poe. Cool. Good news is we have initiative, and they played Poe with damage on him, so he only has 4 health. So if we, say, make him wanted, we can just also exhaust him and not have to worry about him this turn. But like taking 8 damage a turn in space is going to add up pretty fast. And that was our one upgrade that we got to play this turn, so I don't know. They send Han into the Mandalorian. So I guess we'll use him to crack their base. And they have a Luke Skywalker, which then knocks out our Mandalorian and now is threatening to restore for a ton. So I don't think we're winning this race anymore. We'll just play out the rest of our little Mando guys, but it is very hard to beat a Luke. Especially when they have the initiative, they get to attack with it first and heal. Oh no. We were doing all right. We had him under some pressure. But they turned the corner here with some very big guns. Okay, they attack my follower of the way with Poe. Okay, they're making us discard something, so unfortunately, I think we're getting rid of snapshot reflexes, although maybe that was the one to keep, so we could have exhausted somebody. See, like, I don't know. I don't really know what's the right play. I mean, there's no way we can get 11 more damage in before they kill us, because they're gonna do 11, 14 to us right now and heal for a bunch. And of course they have another Fang Fighter to strip the shield off of our armor. Well, yeah, we can get him to 23, but now Luke just gets to like undo that whole attack. God. I mean, at least this guy gets to kill Poe. That's something, right? But I don't think there's anything we can draw here that like answers this board. Yeah, a rifle's not going to do it. A single top target isn't going to do it. I mean, or is it? If we top target Luke and we get to exhaust this thing, I think we're still dead here. All right, we're at 18, they're at 17. Oh, we're at 23, and we have an upgrade with nothing to play it on. And a K2. Okay, well, Quill, you're a little late to the party. Y-Wing doesn't help. We'll play Quill here, and we're gonna die to whatever. Okay, so we won, once again, 1 out of our 3 games. That's still good enough for prizes, and I still think the deck is like a little tighter, but we're playing against some decks that they get everything they want, so it's gonna be kind of hard to keep up with those. But hey, let's open some packs and see where that takes us. Okay, so remember, we are using Force Table's sealed pool generator here to mimic the prizes we would get from our local game store. We're modeling this after my local game store, where you get a pack per win. Plus, we're throwing in one bonus pack because we can't trade, we can't get promo packs, just to kind of grease the wheels a bit. So we did win 1 out of our 3 today, so we'll be opening 2 packs. This is going to make 6 packs for us, but we're only going to open the first 2. All right, let's see what we got. Pack 1 gives us another leader to work with. We've got the green Boba Fett if we want. Let's see what else we have. A Death Watch Loyalist, Look the Other Way, Wookiee Warrior, Gamorrean Retainer, Collection Starhopper, another Vambrace Grapple Shot. We already cut that from the Mando deck. Modded Cohort down here under the camera. Timely Intervention, Desperate Attack, Privateer Crew, Sundari Peacekeeper, Dengar, a triple Dark Raid, and a foil Vambrace Grapple Shot. So nothing really that's working with our Mandalorians. I mean, we got one that's the wrong color. So I don't know if any of these are really going to make the cut in our Mando deck. And even if we switched back over to the Gideon deck, which we always have the option of, I don't see a lot jumping out for me there. We are reaching the point where we could swap our leader entirely or start building a whole new deck just using what we have opened plus the contents of the starter deck. So that is something I'm keeping in mind. But let's see what the next pack gives us. Boy, it'd be great to get like a legendary. We've opened like 9 or 10 packs now and haven't gotten a legend, I don't think. All right, so we now have access to Gar Saxon, Outland TIE Vanguard, a Discerning Veteran, Price on Your Head, a Gunship, a Freighter, a Daring Raid, a bunch of red cards we don't really use, Collections Starhopper down here under the camera, Detention Block Rescue, Hunting Nexu, New Adventure. Don't think that really works with our Mandalorian upgrade plan. Crumb, another Dengar, and our rare this time is Tarful, a very expensive Wookiee. When a friendly Wookiee unit is dealt combat damage and isn't defeated, that unit deals that much damage to an enemy ground unit. I mean, that's great if we have a Wookiee deck. We don't. We have a Mandalorian deck. And then a foil Adelphi Patrol Wing. Cool card. It doesn't really work with what we're doing here again either. So I don't know, gang. Where do we go from here? Do we just run the Mando deck as it was and just try to get luckier matchups? Do we try to build something new with the pile of cards we have collected? Do we switch back to Gideon and try to do the aggressive 3-cost kind of strategy that deck is supposed to do? A lot of options. Let me log this one here. This was week number 5. We spent 10 credits. We won 1 game again. So we have so far spent a total of $90, starting with the 2-player kit at $40 and then 5 weeks of playing at our local store. And we have won only 5 times. But I end on an optimistic note every time. I feel like the deck is getting better. We made some cool upgrades to it. I would like to get like Unit Mando in there or some other powerful legendary cards or something. We just haven't cracked any of those in our packs yet. But I'm still having fun with this project. I hope you're enjoying watching. Let me know down in the comments what you think we should do for the next episode. Do we keep trying to find some edits for the Mando deck? Do we pivot back over to the Gideon deck? Or do we just build something new with everything that we've opened so far? Let me know what you think, and make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the great adventures that we love having here on Starcanum. And I'll see you next time.